Hypnotherapists. I've spent more than $60,000 on hypnosis trainings, plus $85,000 on marketing courses and consultants, which means I've made and paid for multiple mistakes so you don't have to. And today I'm going to show you how to spot the 8 biggest red flags in other hypnosis programs so you don't waste your 3 most precious resources: your time, your money, and your hope. Because I know how hopeless it can feel to invest in hypnosis training after hypnosis training that promises you success, but gives you nothing more than lecture and busy work, as well as 0 marketing skills. And when these disappointments occur, it is so tempting for you to lose hope in your career and in yourself, and we cannot let that happen. You are on this planet to follow your calling to help others. And you deserve a happy life as you're doing so. You deserve to receive clear guidance from a hypnosis program that actually helps you help others and achieve your dreams while living a prosperous life. Hi, I'm Courtney, founder of Soul Empowering Hypnosis. Over the last decade, I facilitated thousands of hypnosis sessions, taught hundreds of students, completed extensive research and training in hypnosis, all while building my own successful business and helping my students do the same. Today, I'm going to share with you the 8 red flags to watch out for when it comes to other hypnosis programs so you don't make the same time and money-wasting mistakes I made during the first few years of my career. Detailing all 8 red flags will take a bit of time, but these handful of minutes will save you tens of thousands of dollars. So grab your favorite beverage and something to take notes with, and let's get started. All right, the first red flag. Watch out for organizations that offer classes titled companion course or prep class or refresher class. These terms are code words for what they really are. They are supplementary classes meant to compensate for deficiencies in the main course. And I don't mean that they are an additional certification. Additional specialty certifications are actually really great. I mean that these classes exist purely because the main class is not getting the job done. Therefore, the program is signaling that their main offering is known to create practitioners who are not ready to work with clients, and then putting the onus on the student by charging them more money to purchase curriculum that should have been included in the original class. During my coaching calls with my students, I hear feedback about this issue all of the time, which is really challenging and really uplifting. I'll explain. Really challenging because I can feel the pain when they talk about paying so much money and putting in so much time and effort and care into these other hypnosis programs, only to end up feeling frustrated by the experience. And I used to be a student too, and having taken 14 hypnosis certifications myself, I know all too well what it's like to invest so much into disappointing hypnosis trainings. Now, all of that being said, the student feedback is also really uplifting because I can also feel the relief in their hearts and in their minds that SEH exists, because they have been searching for a program like this for such a long time. And after signing up with us, they are finally getting to enjoy the exact type of training they've always wished for. At SEH, everything you need to become a world-class hypnotherapist and to know how to market yourself is included, because we don't piecemeal our trainings, as in we don't force students to come back for more and more classes in order to actually complete the program. At SEH, we include every element of our training in your tuition. Once you are in, you are in. Plus, and this is huge, your tuition currently includes a massive free bonus, our most popular specialty certification, Advanced Performance Hypnosis, APH, which people pay thousands of dollars for, but you will get for free when you join the waitlist for SEH training today. Disclaimer, this bonus is in high demand and very time sensitive, so I'd actually pause the video and sign up to get your name on the waitlist right now. I'll be here when you get back. And that brings us to the second red flag. Watch out for organizations that will not allow you to charge money for your first however many sessions, no matter how experienced of a professional hypnotherapist you already are. They've created this rule because they know their base level training is insufficient and they have not prepared their newer practitioners to work with paying clients. On the other hand, the SEH program prepares you so well, even from your very first practice sessions, that you can feel confident charging for your sessions when you are ready. To this point, I was recently having a coaching call with an SEH student, and she's already booked several paid sessions, and she is a brand new hypnotherapist, as in SEH is her first and only hypnosis training, and she's still completing the level 1 requirements. So she is very new to hypnotherapy, but she knows she's ready to work with paying clients because the SEH training prepares you that well from the very first class. This brings us to the third red flag. Watch out for organizations that provide minimal hypnosis practice as part of the standard curriculum. I know it sounds impossible that there are hypnosis programs out there that offer little to no hypnosis practice as part of their training. But once you've taken enough trainings, and I've taken 14, you realize this is actually the norm. Here's a quick example. There is a big international organization that forbids its practitioners from facilitating online sessions, while at the same time, they host their hypnosis trainings online, which means they offer their students 0 in-class practice as part of their training. So, a situation like this is one of the many reasons that hypnosis students don't feel properly trained or prepared enough to work with paying clients. And these programs frequently do more harm than good because the end result makes you feel like you failed in some way because you did everything you were asked to do and you still didn't make any professional progress. Well, SEH is here to remedy that. During your training with us, you not only get to facilitate dozens of sessions, you also get to receive them. And this is such a game changer for you professionally and personally because you become an expert at guiding hypnosis sessions while also receiving the same powerful benefits of SEH just like your clients will. So you get to experience a ton of hypnosis during your SEH training. Plus, we build in 3 graduation sessions, one at the end of each level, so you can get immediate feedback letting you know where you are doing an amazing job, as well as guidance for making your sessions even better. Plus, and this is a major bonus and is only free for a limited time, you can get one-on-one sessions from me as well as my lead instructors as part of your SEH tuition. That means you are learning from the best and getting sessions for free that cost other people thousands of dollars. If you haven't already paused this video to put your name on the student waitlist, I do it now to ensure that you get that free bonus. You are going to love receiving these sessions, and this is one of the many ways that we take good care of our students in the SEH program. And that is a perfect segue into the fourth red flag. Watch out for organizations that have policies that hurt the practitioner. Now, I understand that some policies are in place with the aim of protecting the client, and I'm all for protecting clients, of course. However, there is always a way to protect both. But for some reason, the practitioner's well-being is frequently an afterthought when it comes to these other hypnosis organizations. For example, there is a well-known program that prohibits their practitioners from facilitating online sessions while they continue to offer their classes online. So, this organization has created a set of rules that allows them to reach a larger student base via online teachings. In other words, they're allowing themselves to make more money while simultaneously banning their practitioners from reaching a larger client base via online sessions. In other words, prohibiting the practitioners from making more money even though online sessions are just as amazing and just as safe as in-person sessions. That is eyebrow-raising, to say the least. Additionally, there are organizations that prevent newer practitioners from charging for sessions. Why? If these organizations did their job preparing their students, even their newer practitioners should be facilitating excellent sessions. This means these organizations are trying to protect clients from paying for sessions that are poorly facilitated by their newer practitioners. Now, I guess that's one way to protect clients, but if these organizations truly cared about the clients and about the practitioners and about the integrity of their program, they would make their training so good that the newer practitioners would be knocking it out of the park. At SEH, you will never have to worry about being put in a situation like this. We provide you with robust training every step of the way, and we actively look for ways to support our practitioners. We understand that a well-treated practitioner is happy, and a happy practitioner is going to do a better job of facilitating incredible sessions. So, policies that treat the practitioner well also end up benefiting the client because they receive better sessions from a practitioner who is feeling supported and living a happy life. And this brings us to the fifth red flag. Watch out for organizations that have outdated and/or illogical rules, especially when they favor a one-size-fits-all approach, such as universally banning online sessions, or dictating that sessions must have a certain lengthy number of hours with an extensive pre-talk, or that you must follow their script word for word just to get the job done. No, you don't. When you know how to facilitate sessions properly, you do not need a protracted pre-talk. And following a script word for word can be helpful sometimes, but more often than not, it only makes the sessions take longer while also being less effective. And once you take your SEH training and start to facilitate flexible sessions, you will see that you can get a lot more done in far less time because flexible sessions are fast. This is because you make the right moves every time instead of wasting time trying to force your session to adhere to rigid scripts that neglect the client's individual needs. Some of these one-size-fits-all organizations also claim that clients should never have to have more than one session because that one session should fix everything in their life. This lack of nuance and flexibility does not do you or your client any favors, and it ends up perpetuating misinformation and disappointment. Let's do a thought experiment using this example. What if a client is ready to heal 90% of their issues, but they aren't yet ready to address a certain topic that is important to them? Are they really obligated to wait on healing 90% because they aren't yet ready for 100%? Plus, healing the 90% will get them prepared to fully heal so much sooner because they now have momentum on their side. Relatedly, what if the client is like you and me and they are constantly evolving and always ready for their next step, their next chapter, their next hypnosis session that will take them to their next level more effectively and more efficiently? The notion that clients should have only one session and then discard this incredibly helpful tool is doing a huge disservice to them and robs you of your ability to properly assist those who would have happily had multiple sessions with you. At SEH, we look for opportunities for you to better assist your clients with additional sessions, including showing you how to create packages that will make your clients feel fully supported and will help them transform their lives far more quickly than if they had only one session with you. We'll show you how to structure these packages, as well as how to effectively communicate to your client why multiple sessions can be a perfect fit for their needs. So at SEH, we are very proactive in helping you help your clients to better reach their goals. This brings us to the sixth red flag. Watch out for organizations that utilize rigid scripts, or what we call scriptnosis. This issue might not sound like a big deal, but after we discuss it, you will see how concerning it really is and that it has hurt a lot of people, clients and practitioners. So we're going to spend a fair amount of time detailing this red flag, and our focus will be on 4 areas: the consequences of scriptnosis, how these organizations have attempted and failed to remedy the shortcomings, why these organizations cling so tightly to these rigid scripts, and the successful remedy that SEH has created for you. Okay, so let's first talk about the consequences of scriptnosis. To begin, when other programs claim that they have one script that works every time, they are waving the biggest, brightest red flag possible that they are setting you up to have massive problems in your sessions and ultimately throughout your entire career. When they say they are guaranteeing the session's success as long as you use their script and deliver it perfectly, what they are really doing is guaranteeing your failure in a number of ways. This is because even though the script will work for some clients, it will not work for every client. A high-quality hypnosis session is never, ever paint by numbers. Each person is different, and their exact needs on the day of the session will be unique, and no singular script can ever prepare you for navigating the nuance of each session. And because this approach guarantees failure more often than not, it hurts the clients as well as the practitioners who genuinely want to help people and who would love to have a thriving business but can't because their session results are just too unreliable. To illustrate this, I'm going to share a story. Years ago, I had a client who confessed to me that she was really nervous about our session. So I asked her why, and she told me that 2 years prior, she'd had a session with a practitioner who was supposed to be a top-tier graduate of one of these big international scriptnosis programs. So, prior to that session, this client was really excited. She'd waited years, she'd saved up her money, she'd found who she thought was the best practitioner in what she thought was the best style of hypnosis. And as she's having this session, guess what? The script was not working for her. But the practitioner, even though she'd had years and years of experience and she'd graduated from the highest level of this well-known hypnosis program, she still did not know what to do when the script wasn't working. And instead of tapping into the client's experience and maximizing what was working for the client, the practitioner instead marched forward into the next line of the script that she believed to be fail-proof. So she would deliver the next scripted line and then wait silently for the client to comply with what the script was dictating she was supposed to be experiencing, but it just was not happening for this client. And she could feel the practitioner getting frustrated and impatient, so she started to make things up just to keep the practitioner happy. But then she remembered she'd get no real information or healing or upgrades via a fabricated experience. And so the client decided to be honest, and she remained quiet as she waited for the real experience to flow in. And instead of honoring that the client needed more time and space, the practitioner instead said out loud what the client had been feeling the entire time. She said to the client, and I quote, "We don't have all day." And the client went right back to making up the details of her session to be able to get it over with and to be able to go home. Can you imagine waiting years and saving up money and putting so many of your hopes and dreams on the line just for that to be your experience? And can you imagine doing that to a client who has trusted you to help them? I can't either. But these scriptnosis programs have convinced themselves that their script is infallible. and that if the practitioner is perfect in their presentation, that they are infallible. Which means when something unexpected happens, they don't realize it's an opportunity to help the client with having an amazing session that just happens to be off script. Instead, they make the error of blaming the client for being blocked. The client isn't blocked. It's the practitioner's inability to vary from the script that's the issue. Side note, what is extra frustrating about this is that it isn't even hard to facilitate flexible sessions, and it's actually really fun once you know how to do it, which is, of course, one of the first things we teach you in Soul Empowering Hypnosis certification training. Second side note, the client that I just told you the story about, she and I did end up having a really wonderful session. I promised her that we would more than make up for that failed Scripnosis session, and we did. Now, let's talk about the ways these organizations have attempted and failed to remedy these shortcomings. One strategy is that they have their students practice the script with a vocal coach. Yes, your tone and pacing and energy are very helpful, but it cannot save a session that's falling apart. Another remedy they've tried during the handful of years I've been paying attention is they've upped the number of required practice sessions, doubling and even tripling in some instances, that their students need to graduate from one tier of the program into the next. And while practicing sessions is good, of course, doing more of the same unhelpful techniques doesn't fix the issue of not knowing how to really facilitate a proper hypnosis session. Now, you might be asking yourself why these organizations cling so tightly to these rigid scripts if they fail so much. The answer, to me, is actually pretty sad, and my heart goes out to the people who I do believe are trying their best, but their best isn't getting it done. The answer is that in the vast majority of these cases, the founder of the method has passed, and their successors don't have the same skill set that it takes to fix the issue. So they just keep telling others, and I believe they keep telling themselves, that their method is perfect, and it's the practitioner that needs to improve when the onus really needs to be on the program itself. Okay, so moving on to the remedy. At SEH, we actually love scripts and provide you with a foundational script that works like a charm, as well as deepener and segue scripts that help the session along when needed, and scripts for really incredible techniques that initiate healing, exploring, and enhancing just about anything. So we are in no way anti-script. Instead, what we are is pro-flexibility, pro-customization, pro-creativity, and pro-client and pro-practitioner. And what you learn in SEH sets you up for success because you will know how to maximize what is organically happening or not happening in the client's session, as well as how to utilize every opportunity, including when the client says they are experiencing nothing. And honestly, when you are facilitating an SEH session, even that moment, the nothing moment that every new practitioner dreads, becomes a fun opening to the next phase of exploration in the client's session. Side note, and this will resonate with those of you who've been practitioners for a while, SEH sessions are never boring. That's another perk of facilitating customizable sessions. You never have to do the same thing over and over again. You get to genuinely enjoy the experience of guiding clients through their journey that is unique to them, and you will get exposed to so much more than traditional past lives or spirit guide communication or spirit realm explorations. You never really know what incredible experience you'll get to witness next. And it is a true delight to come to work every day. Plus, your clients will be dazzled by their SEH sessions because they get to experience so much more than they were expecting. Remember, it's soul empowering hypnosis. So at SEH, we invite the soul to take the lead in the sessions, and it delivers. That brings us to the 7th red flag. Watch out for organizations that act like the founder or the founder's findings are infallible. And what I mean by this is when you bring new information to them from your session experiences, they will dismiss you in one way or another. I've personally experienced this, and it goes deeper into the core of these organizations than you might be expecting. As in, I've submitted articles and book chapters to them that present more advanced soul and spirit realm information that goes beyond the founder's original findings. And what they told me, no exaggeration, is that the public isn't ready for the soul wisdom derived from my SEH sessions. So I protested, saying that you guys are, of course, ready, and that the universe would never present such helpful and uplifting and inspiring information if you guys weren't ready. And here's the kicker. After I pushed back, saying to them what I just said to you, they told me that they actually agree and confessed that the real reason they couldn't publish the more advanced soul wisdom is because this information contradicts portions of the founder's books. If the organization admits that any portion of the books is underdeveloped or outdated, that the entire body of work will lose credibility. So they opt to hide really helpful information from you as a way to protect the organization. I believe this is a deeply underthought response, because the new findings don't demonstrate that the founder made an error. Instead, what they demonstrate is that we are evolving and we are ready to know more advanced information than we were ready for decades ago when many of these books were first written. Now, you may be wondering how you can tell if an organization is deeply entrenched in outdated thinking. And the easiest way I can think of is for you to review what the organization's leadership, teachers, and practitioners write in their Facebook groups. Take note of how they respond to questions and stories. Are they open to new information or closed off, especially as related to what the founder has declared to be true? And where there's smoke within their answers, there is fire. At SEH, we welcome new information, and we actively work together to share our findings, even having monthly group meetings where practitioners share new techniques and new wisdom they've discovered during their recent sessions. At Soul Empowering Hypnosis, we understand that everything is always evolving, and we never want this beautiful work to become stagnant. So you and the new information you discover will always be welcome. That brings us to the 8th red flag. Watch out for organizations that create unnecessary hurdles for you to pass their certification training. Pay attention to if they require written case studies that you have to document outside of class time. This is a tedious process that prioritizes your ability to document and to follow administrative directions over your ability to actually facilitate powerful hypnosis sessions. What's worse is the assessment process is entirely subjective, and you and all of your hard work are at the mercy of which grader is assigned to you, and to a pretty extreme degree. To illustrate this point, I have a first-hand example of this happening to me where I almost lost thousands of dollars in my hypnosis tuition, even though I facilitated excellent sessions and documented them well, and I even passed with flying colors once the grader looked at my work a second time. I know that all probably sounds unbelievable, but when you hear the story, it's actually alarmingly believable. And please know that what I'm about to share with you is not an anomaly. Things like this happen all of the time. I've witnessed personally worse examples than what I'm about to share with you, and so have many of my students when they've trained with other hypnosis programs. This is one of the many reasons students feel not only happy but relieved that SEH exists. We simply do not set you up for failure. We are always focused on setting you up for success. We always look for ways to treat you well because we want to help you, and we want to help the client, and we want to help the field of hypnosis overall. All right, Now that we've established that SEH is here for you and you don't have to be at the mercy of these other organizations, here is the story. Several years ago, I was in the process of getting certified by a hypnosis program I held in very high esteem. I'd waited more than a year to gain acceptance into the program, and I really enjoyed the training. It was actually one of the best trainings I've taken, and I knew that as part of the certification requirements, I would need to facilitate and document 6 sessions. I really wanted to get my certification as quickly as possible because I've been waiting for so long for this, and so I, in advance, scheduled 6 sessions in 6 days with my top repeat clients. I got permission from the lead instructor to schedule the first session for the final night of our in-person training. I did this on purpose because I wanted to be able to show him my documentation before completing the next 5 sessions, just to be 100% sure I was doing it right. So I facilitated this session late into the evening and then stayed up really late to finish the documentation. It took a long time, but it was so worth it because I was able to get immediate feedback from him the very next day, so I could proceed confidently with my plan to facilitate and document the next 5 sessions during the next 5 days. So that morning, before we all left the training facility, the lead instructor reviewed my work and said, and I quote, "This is a beautifully written narrative." He even told the other lead instructor what I was up to, and the second instructor informed me that I was going to break the record of the fastest certification ever in that program because the current record was about 30 days and I was going to get it done in 6. I, of course, was beaming with pride and so excited and proceeded with my plan and worked really diligently over the next 5 days and completed everything I set out to do. Then, about a week and a half later, I woke up to an email from the certification manager, and she began this email with the phrase, "to put it nicely," and then proceeded to tell me that my assigned grader said that my work seemed rushed, so the grader recommended that I resubmit, as in, I was given a failing score. She then informed me that this meant I had only one more chance to get it right, or I'd fail out of the program. And that entire year that I waited and prepared for this training, and the thousands of dollars that I spent, and the tremendous amount of time and effort I'd invested would be completely wasted. So I better make sure that I submit only my best sessions the next time. As you can imagine, I was completely devastated and extremely confused. I didn't understand how my first session could get such high marks, and then the next 5, which definitely met the same high standard as the first, could somehow fall short. In a moment of grief, even though I was so embarrassed, I told a friend about what happened. And I am so grateful that I did because he immediately understood what went wrong. He said to me, "Courtney, you made them look bad. They want to believe this work is complicated. They want to believe they've accomplished something impressive by earning this certification. And then you rolled in and knocked it out in 6 days. It doesn't matter that in reality, you did do a good job because they cannot bring themselves to believe that you could do a good job in that amount of time." I am forever grateful to him for saying that because it never would have dawned on me that I'd been penalized for doing good work too quickly. And his insight allowed me to form a successful plan of action, or inaction, because the plan was to do almost nothing and just wait for months. So it looked like I was taking my time redoing my work. But in reality, all I did was change the names in one of the sessions and included 2 new sessions and kept 3 identically the same. So I submitted 4 of the original 6 and added 2 that were just as good as the originals. And guess what? When I submitted the nearly identical set of sessions, I stressed in my email and cover letter that I'd really taken my time with the sessions. Technically, this was true, except for all I was doing was twiddling my thumbs during that time, until enough time had passed that the grader would be satisfied. Of course, I passed with the same grader who just needed to feel I wasn't rushing. So, no other variables were modified other than the amount of time I took and the grader's perception that I had worked hard enough to satisfy her purely emotional requirements. I tell you all of this because this is what it is like to work with other hypnosis organizations. My work should have been assessed purely on its merit, but it wasn't. And this is just one of many incidents that I have personally experienced, as well as those that my students have shared with me. So I am certain that things like this are happening to a lot of hypnosis students and are perpetuated by a lot of other hypnosis programs. I share this with you to give you a heads up and to also highlight how SEH is different. I've taken 14 hypnosis certifications, so I know what it's like to be a student and to jump through all of the unnecessary hoops and to still be treated unfairly. At SEH, we care about you and take good care of you. We know that your purpose, your mission, is to facilitate amazing hypnosis sessions. And at SEH, we have structured every facet of our training, including the documentation process, to ensure that you are spending your time on what really matters, becoming a world-class hypnotherapist and building a beautiful business that makes a significant impact on the world. And great news, if you'd like to experience soul-empowering hypnosis for yourself, we have a free SEH hypnosis training coming up really soon. During this 2-hour training, you will get to experience powerful breakthroughs via the same hypnosis methods I use with my highest achieving clients, including world champion athletes, tech billionaires, TV celebrities, media moguls, 7-figure entrepreneurs. The list goes on, but trust me, even though my client roster is full of peak professionals, these incredible hypnosis methods aren't all about professional success. They are truly about heart and soul breakthroughs, which can definitely include activating a hugely successful career and so much more. So, no matter your goals, you will deeply benefit from experiencing the SEH hypnosis methods. Plus, you will learn my all-time favorite fail-proof solutions to every hypnotherapist and client's worst fear. What to do when the session isn't working and the client is experiencing nothing. This used to be my worst fear too, which is why I always prioritize teaching these solutions during my trainings. And after taking 14 hypnosis certifications myself and hearing feedback from hundreds of students, I can tell you these solutions aren't taught anywhere else. And as part of the group hypnosis session I facilitate during the 2-hour training, you will get to deeply connect with your soul and spirit guides, as well as release your biggest limitations and receive gifts that the universe has been wanting to give to you, including supercharging your intuition as a result of the session. We offer this free training only 2 times per month and cap the attendees at 100, so be sure to register today to select your training date. And be sure to mark your calendar and log in on time because there are no replays and you won't want to miss a moment of our time together. Plus, and this is huge, we will be opening up the waitlist to the SEH certification training very soon. And those who attend will get priority registration and access to time-sensitive and massive bonuses, including one-on-one sessions with yours truly. Plus, we are including as a totally free bonus right now, our most popular specialty certification, Advanced Performance Hypnosis, APH, as well as our science-backed and incredibly powerful gamma induction method, both of which, when rounded out by the Soul Empowering Hypnosis certification, significantly increase the number of clients you can help and who will be lining up to work with you. And no matter where you are on your hypnosis journey, You may have years of experience as a professional hypnotherapist, or you may be brand new or only thinking about becoming a hypnotherapist, or maybe you're just hypno-curious and just want to see what all the fuss is about surrounding SEH and APH and why our methods are so powerful and so different from anything else out there. You are welcome to attend too, because real talk, one of the top ways we get students is when people try SEH as a client first. Even the ones who are practitioners themselves who've been facilitating other types of hypnosis for years. They will end up being a practice client for one of my SEH students, and as soon as they get to experience SEH in a one-on-one setting, especially compared to the other styles of hypnosis they are used to, they become hooked and sign up for the training immediately. And one of my students summarized the SEH effect perfectly. He said, once you go SEH, you never go back. So, if you are a hypnotherapist who wants to facilitate the best possible sessions for your clients, or wants to grow your business to becoming so much bigger than it is now, or even if you're brand new to hypnosis or just thinking about taking your first training, click the link to sign up. And after you do, begin thinking about what life will be like when you are a world-class hypnotherapist with a booming business that actually helps people. You were born for this, and SEH was made for you.